Hey, welcome back, guys. So we're going to automate Coursera's login page. So let's just go to Coursera.org and we can just click this login button because what we're going to do is we're going to use this link. So let's just copy this link address, and if we were to paste it, it takes us to the login page. All right, so let's take a look at these. Let's zoom in a bit for those of you on your cell phones, and let's take a look at our elements. Let's go to elements here. And so to log in, we're going to need these three buttons, or excuse me, these three elements: the email input, the password input, and then the login button. So if we inspect the email, we see here that, so there's no ID that's clean. Like this looks like it can change. This is really messy. You don't want to use that. And you don't want to use these classes. That could change. This might be fine, but it could be shared, in several other places. So yeah, see, like if I just do Control F, then it has 4 matches. So what we want to do, here, let me zoom in just a bit more, is we want to grab the name. So we're going to use the name attribute for the email input field. And then for our password, let's zoom down, scroll down just a bit. Very similar. We're going to use the name attribute. And yeah, in this case, we don't have an ID. We don't want to use the class names. And we could use the placeholder text as well, but name will work just fine. Now for the login button. Okay, so there's no ID. And yeah, so this one's a little trickier because we don't want to use this class. This class is kind of messy. And what we would need to do, what I would do in this case is use an XPath. And I would do an XPath that uses maybe 3 of the attributes to find this particular element. So I would use button as one of them, type as another, type equals submit, and then where the text is equal to login. So let's go and look in our code. Okay, so this is how we're going to define the email input field. We're going to use by name email, and for the password, we're going to use by name password. Now for the login button, this is what I meant by the XPath. We're going to use the tag of button. We're going to further filter the elements that we're searching for. Of type button, we're going to see of tag button, which are type submit. And then of those two, which one also has text that equals login. So this is our XPath. This will take us directly to the login button. And now we have our methods. Well, our method. This is just going to wait for the email input field to appear, and this is going to wait for the password input field to appear. And the same with the login button. So we're going to send our keys for the email address, the password, and then we're going to click our login button. So now guys, if you want to know how to make these XPaths, here, let me zoom in a bit. If you want to know how to make these XPaths, I have a cheat sheet here where we can use different combinations. So this is where I'm getting that from. So if you guys want, I can go a lot deeper into that, but okay, so let's go into our test. So let me zoom out a bit. This is what the whole test looks like. So we'll zoom back in. Got to make sure that we create an instance of the object of the page class. So our Coursera login page. So we'll have access to our methods and properties. And so this is actually creating the instance here. And this is going to be our login URL. We're going to navigate directly to this URL. And guys, as always, check out our school community, Your Tech Step. We go into a lot more detail. Okay, now So now we're going to take this URL, we're going to pass it into this navigation method, which is really just a driver dot, navigate. It's just on the base page. So all of the child classes inherit from the parent class. So, okay. And so now we're going to create some strings. You want to name them, whatever you need. And we want to take those strings and pass them into our login method, because that's what's going to enter our username and password. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, we do have a sleep, so we can kind of see what's going on. It runs pretty quickly, but let's take a look. All right, so we will just run test. And let's give that a moment. Okay, should enter our keys. Perfect. Okay, so it successfully entered our email address, our password, and it clicked the login button. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one.